Nuwara Eliya to, oh dear, I did it again. This is Nuwara Eliya at night. It's stunning. The day before I had dressed quite warm, but I now had 6 layers on. We left Nuwara Eliya, went past the race course where people were going out for a little morning ride around the tracks. Very nicely layered and very nicely spread out, this area, little lake at the very top as well. Quite a Swiss feel to the place. Lots of chalets, very pointy ceilings, pointy roofs, lots of horses around. Very clean. It's sort of like Cody Canal in a way, but more spread out and very clean. Beautiful temples as we left, and market gardens. Beautiful organised gardens. Houses with solar panels, good technology up here. This was a lovely little house right on the hill. But you can see the gardens are so well structured. This was like a nursery selling all different plants. But everything has its place. And this is looking down the valley. And there's little Abraham about to go on our journey. Now our journey today was going to go to Ella because we booked a room there and they didn't allow cancellations. And even though I was feeling really cold, I put all my layers on and we headed over to Ella. We went through this town that was having a market, got caught in a traffic jam, and then saw this lot. So we've got traffic going down the far side, traffic coming up the middle. We're also going down, and we were totally confused. And then we realised that all these tuk-tuks and trucks were full of vegetables. I mean, we've got people going up and down in the middle, and then both sides of the road going down. So that's going into the market, where everybody was heading. Police trying to organise everybody. And then coming up the other side, once we got past this lot, another major traffic jam, as all this lot were trying to come up the road and go into the market too. This really must be a huge market because it went on for a good kilometre or so and nobody was moving. Incredible stuff. So yeah, lots of vegetables and tuk-tuks full of things, some nice art on the walls. We saw the police checking people's documents and then we were back into the countryside. Little streams, lots of rivers today. The road sort of followed this river meandering up. So Peter was driving us up and down the hills. This was a lovely valley. They literally layered everything they could. We passed some little waterfalls. We were also back into steep country. So the roads went up. We had a warning that there could be some rocks on the road. There were definitely rocks on the road. There were rocks all over the road and landslides. 45 degrees yet again. The road just went up and up. And by now we were getting used to the fact that they were doing tea plantations even at really high altitudes. There's me all wrapped up in the back of a tuk-tuk. So at the top of the mountain the views are stunning, and for it's a little bit of heat haze. You can just make out a road on the far side of the valley that we're about to travel down. So then the road goes down at 45 degrees and it goes up a little bit, and then suddenly we were in rice fields again. We thought we said goodbye to all the rice fields. More little waterfalls and big boulders on the side of the road, more little temples as we were going. And as I said, loads of lovely nurseries. Found this huge landslide being cleared away. So we've had a landslide and it must have come all the way across here and all the way down there. All the rivers were a little bit muddy looking that we went over. I can only put it down to the fact that it's rained so much the last 3 days up in the mountains. This was a lovely, there were 2 little bridges, one little footbridge and then a road bridge. So I walked up one and then walked down the other. And this, believe it or not, is the end of a cafe. There are people in there. Anyway, the road carried on going up. I do love these mountain passes, but they are beginning to wear a little thin. And we reached Ella. There's a sign up there that says, "Welcome to Ella." White people, loads of white people, loads of cafes, quite commercialised. So when we got to our hotel, we discovered there was no parking as advertised, which was a bit of a shame. So we cancelled the booking and we decided we would head straight towards Kandy. So I decided I would drive because I'd taken enough photographs that morning, and we would just head north. The idea now was after we reached Kandy, we would head straight for the coast. Peter sat in the back, took some really cool photographs of waterfalls and lots of people, and some really pretty monkeys with black faces. And then after a little while, he checked his map to check where I was going, and discovered I was going in the totally wrong direction. Because I'd been facing the wrong direction on the road I was supposed to go down, and Google hadn't told me to do a U-turn because it knew I would ignore them, I had now driven for nearly an hour and a half in the totally wrong direction, which meant we were now really near the coast. So we kept going to the coast. So we are now in Tangala, which we came through before, which means this is now going to be your last video, because we are going to very slowly work our way back up the coast, and you've already seen all that. We're here for 2 days. This is us seeing the sunrise this morning. Absolutely gorgeous beach. I've replaced my waves breaking over a piece of wood with a waves breaking over a great big rock, which is pretty cool. And there's some shells on the beach, so I can collect those as well. So that's nice. So yeah, so we're staying here for 2 nights, and then we're on the 25th, we're going to head up the coast a little bit, find somewhere to stay, and basically beach hop for the next week before we get up to Negumbo. So as I said, this is going to be the last video for a little while. I may do one at the very end, just the highlights of the trip. This is called Silent Beach. It's really lovely here. Dog shells, little beach shacks, and people have done decorations everywhere. The next little bay over has, where's the little squid bay? There it is. It's got some surfers on it, and they've got little chilies growing on the side of the road, and pretty little cafes all around the place, and there's some steps to come down to the beach on the far side. Oh, this is quite cool. This is a ant highway. I would probably do better on an ant highway than I do on the real highways, because look, they just go anywhere they want to. But then again, so do I suppose. Anyway, as I was saying, last video for a little while. I hope you've all enjoyed everything I've been sending. I've had a thoroughly good time making them all. And Peter and I would just like to wish you all a very happy Christmas and a very happy New Year. And we will be back in India on the 2nd of January. So speak to you all then, and love to you all. Bye for now.